What is going on, Silver Stackers? It is the Silver State Stacker. And, I know it's been a while since I've done videos, and I just wanted to come, and do a video and let you know that everything is all good. There's nothing wrong. I'm still making videos. It has just been a very, very busy month for the Silver State Stacker. And if you guys don't know a little bit about my history, I don't know if I've talked about it before, but I used to be an audio engineer for, gosh, about 20 years. I did concert touring and corporate audio, and I got the opportunity to work with a lot of the celebrities and bands and even CEOs that, I grew up listening to and heard about. And it was a really, really good experience, and I loved the job. It was hard work, but in the end the payoffs were always very favorable. So that all came to an end back in 2020 as life changed forever for a lot of us. And I was lucky enough to get into real estate back in 2018, end of 2018. And I had that license to fall back on. And, after 2020 happened, I kind of, well, the audio calendar just cleared up. There was no work, obviously. And I had that real estate license to fall back on. So that's what I did. I've been doing real estate for about the last 5 years, and it's kept me off the road, kept me home with the kids, and it's been really good. However, 2 months ago, I got a call from one of my old production managers, and I guess they were very desperate for audio people, and she had remembered me, and she said she thought about me. And so she gave me a call and needed me to do some audio work on a show out in California. And she offered me such a price that I could not refuse. So I took that gig, and that took up about right around 20 days. And so I've been gone for a little while. And that's really one of the main reasons why I haven't been able to make any videos. And when I traveled, I didn't even have any silver or anything like that to share. So I'll leave you guys a little video here, snippet of the show that I worked on. It was a corporate event, outside event, and really the cool thing was that we had a drone show was the real payoff for the event, and it was pretty awesome. We had the audio synced to the drones, so the drones were all changing to the music, and it was really, really cool. But that's really not why I'm here today. Today, I'm here to talk to you guys about investing in silver or saving in silver, whatever you want to call it. I like to call it savings. This is my savings. I love the idea of saving in something that is going to take me a lot to think about before I spend it. In order to liquidate this, I'm going to have to take it down to the local coin shop or to a pawn shop or somewhere where I'll have to trade this in and exchange it for fiat currency. And to do that, I'm going to have to put a lot of thought into that, and I'm going to have to really need that. So I like the idea of saving in silver. And what I want you guys to kind of think about here is, especially if you're a new silver stacker, is that I see a lot of people FOMOing in to silver, and I've gotten a lot of comments on my videos about people, thinking that silver is going to go to $50 to $60. We've seen a great run up this year in the silver. I mean, the price went from about $32 an ounce, and we're hovering right around $38 an ounce right now. And I do think that eventually silver will hit that $50. It'll break the $40 and move on up to 50. That could take a year. That could take 2 years. That could take, even 5 years. And so really what I want to make this video about is, for all you new silver stackers out there, is don't FOMO in. So, you're always going to pay a premium on this silver. And so if you're at $38 right now for this Buffalo, you're probably paying $39, possibly $40 for a single Buffalo. And if you're buying that thinking that silver is going to go to $50 an ounce, so this would be $50 an ounce, next week or, anytime soon, then you might be mistaken. And so you want to dollar cost average in. So buy what you can afford, possibly every week, or set a frequency that you purchase your silver. Maybe it's on payday every 2 weeks or once a month or something like that, but stick to a schedule. And now what I want to do is offer you, especially, you new silver stackers out there. One of the things that I want to offer you is kind of a solution, because what a lot of people end up doing is they go in and they spend a lot of money on silver up front, thinking, I don't know if they're FOMOing in or whatever, thinking that they're going to miss out on the big gain. But what you want to do, like I said, is DCA in. And my solution for you is very, very simple. Get you a little bit of silver, buy what you can weekly, but you want to put a little bit of money back as a cash or a dollar savings that you have on hand. And the reason being is because you never know what life is going to throw at you, right? Transmission breaks down, something happens at the house that you need to spend some money on. And, I don't know if $500 is a lot of money for you, but let's say you dump $500 into silver this week and you get a flat tire next week, and that's going to cost you $250 or $200 to get a new tire, get it replaced. I don't know. I'm just throwing this out there as an example. And you don't have any funds in the bank because all the money in the bank is used for bills and mortgage and all that stuff. So what people would end up doing is they'll take some of their silver and they're headed back to the local coin shop to sell their silver so they can get enough money to fix the car. Well, here's the solution. So, like I said, DCA in on a regular frequency and stick to it. And then the other thing is maybe you have budgeted $100 a week to be able to invest in silver. Well, maybe you spend $40 a week for now to purchase your silver every week. And then you take $60 of that and you save that in cash on hand, so that if there are any emergencies that come up, you have some cash where you won't have to sell your silver. Now, maybe you want to start off with $1,000 savings. So save $60 a week, keep buying your silver, but save $60 a week until you get a cash reserve of maybe $1,000. So that way you have a buffer so that you're not going to have to go sell your new silver. Listen, this stuff, I try to not get attached to it, but you guys see the term silver bug, gold bug. Those things are for real. Every single piece of silver in here, I can almost remember, even these buffaloes, which almost look the same. I can almost remember every single one of these, purchasing these and holding these and looking at these and growing attached to these. Now, you shouldn't become attached to them, but it does happen, especially when you get vintage pieces or pieces of silver that are tied to some sort of an emotion. Like maybe you go with a friend or a buddy to go pick up a piece of silver at the coin shop. And, that piece of silver just reminds you of that great time that you had with your friend, family member or whatever. So you do become attached to your silver. And it really hurts if you have to sell that. So, like, for example, back in 2020, prior to 2020, I started really stacking silver when I was a kid, but really got serious about it in 2008, 2009. But I was really more focused on gold. And I had accumulated quite a bit of gold, and it was a lot cheaper at the time. But I had that on hand. I had some silver. But when 2020 happened and I didn't have any work, no income coming in, and I did file for unemployment during that time because, my job calendar cleared up. I did file for unemployment. But before that kicked in, I still had to pay bills and I was worried about things. And, might have been a little bit scared and overreacted a little bit, but I took my gold and I went and cashed it in so that I could pay bills. And the gold did what it was supposed to do. It got me through that time. Unemployment kicked in, started getting a little bit of income. And during that time was when I was really starting to try and pursue my real estate career. And so I didn't really have a whole lot of work. I was new, didn't really know a lot of what I was doing. And so eventually I started making money with the real estate, and that worked out really well. But, I sold all my gold, and that got me by. I did exactly what it was supposed to do. And now I just, instead of buying gold ounces or gold bars like I was buying back then, I really am just purchasing gold backs, and I think that they're really, really cool. And I've accumulated quite a bit of them. I keep some on hand, and I keep some in the bank or in the vault, I guess, if you will. And you've heard me talk in the past about my TrueLink card, so I can actually spend those gold backs on a Visa debit card anywhere that accepts Visa, and I can actually use those gold backs to spend them. So there are limitations as to who accepts the physical, because they are not necessarily a US currency, but they can be used. A lot of states have made gold and silver legal tender again, so they can be used for, the purchase of goods and services in the exchange. So anyhow, the thing about it is that if I had had some sort of a reserve back then in cash, rather than, all going all in on precious metals, I might have had a little bit of a buffer where I would not have had to sell my gold. And look where I would be at now. I mean, gold is, $34.50 an ounce. And so, that would have been fantastic had I been able to hold on to that, because I would have seen, pretty substantial value in that gold. So I guess what I'm trying to explain to you guys is that, listen, don't go all in, especially if you're new on silver. Dollar cost average in, and make sure you save some fiat dollars just in case of an emergency. If something comes up, you're not going to have to go sell your silver. Maybe even you lose a job or something like that. So maybe you want to build that $1,000 up in dollars really quick, but then even consider maybe storing up 1 month's of living expenses in dollars. So that way, if something does come up, maybe you lose your job or something happens, you have, a month buffer to help get you by, so you don't have to go start selling off that gold and silver. Okay? So I hope you are all doing well. I hope you found this video useful. And just so you know, I'm doing all good. I will get back to making the videos again. It's just been really, really busy and haven't had the time to do it. Been on the road traveling. And so drop your comments down below about your experiences, if you've ever had to go and sell off some of your gold or silver because you went in too much in the beginning and something came up and you had to end up selling that off so that you can take care of those responsibilities. If you guys found this video useful, then make sure to give it a like, because that definitely helps me out and the channel out. And consider subscribing to the channel if you enjoy content about silver and gold. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you on the next one.